very simple, so I'm screaming out. Heads post INC, post as we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, post as we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto. For some reason, yo, they hating no heads. It don't matter, we got each other's back, now we can flex. Forget a market cap, heads could burn all of that. Are we spinning in the...
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome. I'm Robbie Creates. This is our first live here, and I am blessed to actually have my partner in crime, a fellow YouTuber. This is PMB Prod.
What's going on?
What up? And today on my first live with the first podcast, as I break down many things happening with the crypto market and all this tech related things, it's so important that I start off with the thing that had inspired me to start a YouTube in the first place, and that's HETS. So there's no better way than to explain HETS, which is a cryptocurrency, than with another person who actually has a lot of questions about it and is trying to learn it themselves. So go ahead and talk to them a little bit about your experience as far as like how much crypto knowledge you do have, PMB, just so they know, where your head is at and as far as like how much knowledge you have in the space.
Yeah, man. So, I know a little bit from you, a lot from, Wales only too, because you put me on to him. But when I first started, man, I got robbed in crypto. This lady was, I think it was a lady, but literally just got me set up like a wallet. So she provided trust at first, but then she just took advantage, took all my money. And then that just kind of forced me to, want to learn more because, when you fail, I don't give up. I just keep going. I want to learn more. So that's what kind of pushed me. I want to really figure this thing out, this new internet, So
Right. Understandable. And what about, you say new internet, how much do you know about this supposedly new internet?
when it comes to comparatively, not much. I probably know just a little bit, but it's growing every day. And so just like anything, it takes repetition and consistency. So I'm learning the charts and learning what to look for, what not to look for, what kind of things they're putting out in the media to make you move, make you feel scared, so they can make
the FOMO, right?
Yeah, I'm learning how to.
We know that well.
Yeah, so I'm learning how to see that for what it is and look at the truth. I'm able to decipher the truth from the fake, which is powerful in this, because if you don't know what's real, you can lose everything.
Yeah, facts. And actually, speaking of which, that wraps us up to what the whole point of this first podcast is, and the whole objective for this bull season, right? It's to track the crypto market. It's to keep up with the crypto market, not because we have bags in crypto, not because some of our friends have, invested in crypto and they want to hear about it from time to time, but really it's because it is a way of life. And I'm hoping through this podcast and through other forms of media channels that you guys get, you'll start understanding that this is an entire change in finance and internet all together wrapped into one bundle, right? So we're going to talk about this throughout the crypto bull run and even into the bear run. Hopefully this channel grows and, you guys will join, not show your coins, but the good ones. We'll talk about it. We'll look at the charts. We'll keep things in a way where it's basic, not use some crazy vocabulary that you can't understand. And we just cover everything in a way where it's just, it's systematical, right? It's in a way where you can just understand it, through a solid foundation, through a podcast where you can sit and chill and relax, and you can have some food, throw it on 2x speed if you want to, even 1x if you need to run it back a couple of times, because I'm pretty knowledgeable in this space. PMB here, he's new to the space, but he catches on to things quickly, and we've gotten pretty far, so, really in a really fast time, right? So yeah, so it's important that we don't want to jump ahead too fast. We're going to start with the basis, but then we'll quickly accelerate because we want to get y'all into things like owning your own bank, providing loans and providing liquidity, and when I say providing loans, I mean literally between you and a smart contract. You're locking money away and then taking out a loan. So there's nothing to tell you yes or no. There's no credit check in this kind of system that we're in. So I'm here to let you know that this system is legal. The government's also involved in this system. They made sure, this year. And as a fact, speaking of which, before we even get deep into the ramble, man, we just had Trump drop a crypto yesterday, like at night. Like, wow, I watched the chart. I have you heard anything about this crypto, bro?
I haven't heard anything until you said something. I'm like, Trump dropped a coin. Like that's actually pretty smart for him.
Right. And he apparently he's going to be this crypto forward president.
Yeah.
This president that out of nowhere, right? Because he wasn't crypto forward, the last time we chat, but apparently now, he jumped ship. He's on board.
Yeah,
and it's not just him. We've been seeing the memes about other people jump on board too, though, right?
Right. Yeah. And the people that he has on his team, his cabinet is
yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about a meme coin, right? I get it. It is dope, but here's the thing about crypto. We can't talk too much. We can't talk trash about things, right? Because this is what happens. This is what happens when you you see this when you decide to use your emotion in crypto. And we're going to talk about these things. We'll explain it a little bit. But when you decide to use your emotion in crypto and you get hit with FOMO, you get trapped in this cycle right here that people are in. I don't even want to explain what's happening right now, but just know that we see a lot of red on the hopes of a recovery right now,
Yeah.
And let's zoom that out. But when you have long-term view, this is 1, 2, 3 days. So yeah, man, I don't, how much percent is this? Wow, that's crazy. And I think it did total almost like 16,000% from the beginning. This is insane.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, no need there. All right, so let's not stare at this chart of look, it's recovering. So we're gonna talk about, actually, I have on my channel how to get into this stuff on Robbie Creates. If you go look at my channel, you go scroll on YouTube just a little bit. I talk about charts. I talk about the market flow. I talk about the 4-year cycle. And if you follow the 4-year cycle, it's a shoe-in to get money. It's not financial advice, but it's education. But if you follow the 4-year cycle and you play it right, you're going to make money. That's how crypto works. Hold for 5 years minimum, right? Guarantee yourself a chance to win. So the whole point of this podcast on this first one is not just to follow the FOMO, is to actually talk about some substance, some real substance in the crypto market, and that's HETS. Do you know anything about HETS, bro?
I know the creator is Richard Hart, and it's the first crypto that's like a CD on the crypto, right?
CD on blockchain? Yeah. You heard of that. Yeah, definitely. You probably heard it from me talking about that or something, right?
Yeah, right. And I mean, like, I did some research. I went on the website and did some research and learned about it, and how you can do T-shares, basically, you can, like, for the long term, and it's pretty incredible. So yeah, I definitely invested in it, and I'm riding, baby. So.
Right, and by T-shirts, you know what those are, because we get a lot of people that just join HETS and they actually don't. They've invested, but they haven't really quite grasped what the calculation of a T-share is and how to even go about calculating. So, when we talk T-shares, do you have an idea of, like, what is a T-share? How many supposedly HETS is a T-share? So on and so forth.
Yeah, it's like 5. I know like that series of numbers is important, but I'm not really sure exactly. I know there's like it's like a 15 years. It's as long as you hold it for. So yeah, I was really just focused on that.
Yeah, well, I get what you're saying. So, and that's the hard thing about HETS. Not only do you have to break through the narrative about, the SEC suing us, for certain things, or suing Richard Hart, not really HETS, for certain things, or the founder being, doing this or doing that, or the community is, kind of walled off, almost like a cult or whatever. the thing is, once you get through all that and you understand the technology and you're gaining knowledge of the technology, right? And you're trying to better understand it, you start running into these things where they say 555 staking. And you're like, what? Or T-shares. And you're like, what? Or you're
Yeah.
like, okay, first of all, staking and mining, and the fact that you mine and your coins disappear. You're like, what?
Yeah, that's what got me
So,
excited when I first started doing crypto was the mining. Like you making money while you sleep. I like that part. Everybody likes
right.
that.
Yeah, everybody likes that. I mean, that part is important. Like, let's talk. So we're gonna start in a way where you've seen the intro video. A lot of people have seen the "What is Hets" video. If you type on YouTube "What is Hets," I think HODL has it or something. Maybe Richard Hart has it too. But that video pretty much is like a short, under 2 minute video about what typically Hets is trying to achieve on a blockchain. And what it has achieved so far as code wise. So to sum it up, Hets is the first apparent CD on blockchain, is what we like to call it. But really what it does is it just helps us monetize time. So what we do is you take money and you select the time frame. You serve that time frame and you get more money back for doing so. Right? I mean, it's kind of that simple. When we throw the math on it, it gets complicated a little bit. But it really, the root structure, the base is really that simple. It's you taking money and you're selecting the time frame. So when Hexagon say 5555, they're talking about the maximum amount that you can actually select to lock your stakes away or your money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go and you have Ethereum, US dollar coin, whatever, let's say if you have $100 and you buy $100 worth of Hets and lock it away, well, if you select 5555, you're locking it away for 15.5 years. A little bit of change, right? So when you do that, you're creating this promise in the code saying, I'm going to make sure that I don't touch anything for those 15 years. And then when I'll come back and hit the button to unlock them. And because you do that, you get rewarded with a surplus amount. So really what is the point is that Hets is creating the ability for you to serve time, and because you serve the time you selected, you get rewarded for it. So that's why we say it's monetizing time. Now we go further in detail a little bit when we talk about monetizing time, right? Because we can talk about how it doesn't actually cause you to use proof of work, because it's not driven for you to mine energy like how Bitcoin is. You don't have to actually, constantly solve for a block. Really, all you're doing to gain more money is you're just taking your $100, you're giving it to this little contract, and you're saying, all right, I'm gonna do 10 years. In 10 years back, it's gonna say, okay, well, this $100 worth of Hets is now, let's say if that was 1,000 Hets that equaled $100, is now 2,000 Hets in 10 years. So what you do is you hit the unlock button and you get your 2,000 Hets, and you say, how much money is this 2,000 Hets worth on the market? And that is your appreciation value. So there's two values, that gets locked into when you decide to burn, stake, mine, whatever you call it, your Hets. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
Two values: appreciation from the price going up or down, or depreciation, right? And also the amount of money you get promised back to you or the amount of Hets you get promised back to you for locking it away, which is around 36% on average.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right. 36. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go farther into this because I know that when we do that, that's the initial talk that everybody gives in Hets. They always say these kind of things, right? But this is the official website, just showing everybody right here. This is Hets.com, the official website that you can go and you can read about all this information.
5+ years of flawless operation.
Boom. First thing we like to tote, right? A lot of places like Solana go down, which has the Trump coin on it right now. That's what's pumping, which just appreciated. We saw at the beginning of the stream. If you didn't see that, I showed the price in the beginning of the stream, the Trump coin, and it just tanked from almost 80 you know, per coin to 40 something and going lower. So we're starting to see the turnover in that, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Not financial advice, you know, everything happened. People could turn it on, turn it around, whatever. But we're starting to see a little choking moment with that coin. But that coin is on a network called Solana, and Solana is prone to going down. So check this out. If Trump coin does do well, right? The question is, does Solana stay operating flawlessly, right? Does Solana go down? You know, does that network turn off because it's flooded with a lot of people like it does, you know, quite often? Like it does more often than you want any network to do, right? And the way we translate this is in real life. If I'm shopping on Amazon.com and I'm about to buy something, what happens if I get white screen? What happens if Amazon.com goes down? What do? I bet you people haven't even experienced that. They haven't, probably, right?
Yeah.
Because they're so good at keeping their servers online.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Nets tech, right? The Nets internet. But yet we got people adopting an internet like Solana that is freaking going down all the time when we're supposed to be upgrading. How does that make sense? I'm a dev, right? You guys probably don't know me, but I'm a full stack dev, you know, during the day. And I'm, you know, crypto head at night, you know, cyberpunk, right? So the point is that like we have server attacks all the time, and internet sucks right now with Web 2. Simple as that. Yep. Sucks. You getting hacked all the time. Our elderly are getting hacked all the time. People are now using AI to hack us. It's making it worse. Jeez. Right? So now the code is more vulnerable because the gaps are prone to more people being penetrating them because they can use AI to fill in the knowledge gap. So like crazy stuff is happening right now, you know, and the next phase of the internet is supposed to protect us at least against the current spam, at least. And Solana's not doing that. Like it can't even handle the current output that it's barely getting. So I hope that it upgrades because like, you know, we're in crypto for everyone to do well and for us to work together. And we will have this interoperability where, you know, systems will be interchanging in between networks without you knowing and just using the best network for the best gas. So at some point it won't matter what network, you know, we have. Just like it doesn't matter now if you're using Google or Firefox or whatever, people or Safari. People don't care. They just want to get onto the internet. So we're just in an early phase where these things do matter right now. And as of now, people are adopting, you know, a powerful coin, meme coin at that, which has, you know, just Trump backing it as far as we know. You know, whatever 80% liquidity being held by somebody, but has a meme coin pumping, you know, on a network that could go down. So I went on a long rant, but the rant is what happens when that network goes down, or not when. What happens if it goes down, and that coin's pumping to another all-time high. There goes another selling moment. You know, and then it's selling for the people who can actually get access to their coins, which is probably the DeFi people, right? Which is probably 10% of the people that's probably in Trump are actually no DeFi, which is decentralized finance outside of the central exchanges like Coinbase and Crypto.com, which is what people are buying on right now.
That's crazy. So if it goes down, then the Trump coin goes down.
Yeah, bro. More than likely, right? I mean, you never know, right? But more than likely, you know, because we say that because of fear. People get scared.
Every day.
Yeah. So back into hats, man. You know, enough talking about the Trump coin. Even though it's cool, you know, it's dope. We want to talk about some real tech as well. And we have some solid tech here with hats. And I want to show you guys, you know, like you said, it's time for a change, right?
Yeah, man.
And if you want real technology, this is the first CD on the blockchain. Certificate of deposit is the first thing you put money into, you burn it away, and you get more money back. Apparently, that's like that is the goal of this crypto. And because it's volatile, the moments you choose to retrieve your money, you know, those doesn't always result in you getting a higher dollar price, but it always results in you getting more hats. It always does. It's a promise. It's code that's written, like we said on right here, 5+ years, right, and more, where it's been operating flawlessly, where people have been locking away money and getting more hets back. So what you do is you have to understand, if that's that powerful, how can I look at it in a way where, we get value, right? And what we're looking at is the chance to get into a young asset that's priced underneath a penny. You see what I'm saying? That allows you to do what? Grab as much money as you possibly can, right? As far as liquidity can take it. Lock it away and generate more money back in time. So we have people doing things like buying their kids, 15, like stakes for 15 years. And what that means is they're taking money and they're locking it away 15 years to unlock it and give it to their kids. And then we have people doing these things called ladders, where they start from 15 years and walk back to current day. And every year they have stakes coming out where you're taking hats and you're locking it away, and you're unlocking it the next year, and then the next year, and then the next year. And then if you understand pricing structure and market cycles, then you realize that there's some points where the price will never return lower. So by you grabbing that hats like right here and locking that away, you're getting maximum value of return. And that's what we're preaching here. We're just preaching technology, because right now what we're doing is we're buying technology that is trying to gain its value as a real world asset. And as it does that, it's going to get more and more expensive as people catch on, as people start realizing what it is. As they start thinking, oh, this is real, I should invest in this. It gets expensive, every single person. So enough preaching about hats. It's that time where I want to, use my partner here and actually dive into real world questions and metrics that's going to help us better learn hats. Yeah. So yeah. So if we had to jump into it, I know you understand crypto, you understand the market cycle with the 4 years. What particularly about hats that maybe has given you a scare a little bit? Sorry for that little ad. As you look to get to know it a little bit more.
I mean, just like with anything, nobody really talks about it. That's one thing. So, it's not like as big as Bitcoin or Ethereum or, so that kind of gives me a little, I guess, some fear in that.
Right.
But as I'm watching it perform and it's doing the things that it's supposed to do, that's what gives me more clarity, because now I know it's not about what people say. It's literally about what I see,
Right.
So that helps out a lot. Learning the charts and learn how to, decipher like what's going on, like between what people are saying versus the actual trend of the chart. That's been very helpful, and then looking at the different stocks and seeing how things all work together, because we're people, we all do a lot of the same things, so we're very predictable.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like us on a chart, and a lot of people just don't realize that until somebody either shows you or you just run across it, or you lose some money, and then never right? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's
unfortunately that's typically one of the main hits, right?
Yeah, and then like that just lets me know, like, a lot of the best things are people ain't talking about it, or they're not teaching you about it, like stocks. You gotta know what you gotta know to play that game. You can't just go in that game and you're gonna get eaten up if you do that.
Well, that's the importance of having a podcast like this one, right? Like,
absolutely.
One of my goals of the Robbie Creates Podcast is to not just talk about like some of the things that's making me money right now, but it's actually to keep up with this new network and everything it's doing, which is fully invested into our economy. Like it has 100% to do with our money and how it's evolving and how it's changing into technology. So it's important that we do have podcasts like this, and that you also listen to other podcasts like this and videos, and just get education on these things, because being left behind in a new technology that's being bred right in front of us is one of the grandest mistakes we can make for our generations.
Facts, man. I'm about to check this camera real quick.
And I just pulled up the actual chart for Ethereum. So, when we talk about anything that's dealing with a coin that has a lot of liquidity attached to the crypto market in a proper way, is probably attached through Ethereum, right? So one of the things we want to watch is the Ethereum cycle and how it moves. Keep track of what it's doing current day versus Bitcoin, because they do move very close to each other as far as like how the 4-year cycle operates, but they have different timings within the 4-year cycle, where one may go up and the other one may be stagnant, and then the other one will start to move, where the other one's maybe retracing a little bit. So by knowing these things, we better ourselves, with playing into this market, because, the more crypto's like a sport, right? The more information you can get about a sport, just the better that you can play, the better you can plan, against your next opponent, and the better that you can actually reset for the next game. The more IQ, the more information you have, the less emotion you're attaching. And emotion is just the number one thing you don't want to have in crypto.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, it's the game is like your actual trades. But then the film session is like how the market reacts, and like, if you made money or lost money, and we can learn from it. That's why I
Right.
kind of like
Right. Yeah, and just like you were saying, we was talking about the 4-year cycles. I'm gonna go to a 3-month candlestick so we can squeeze it out a little bit. But just like we were saying right here, each bar is 3 months, and when you squeeze the data like this, man, before you just see a straight rocket, just rocket ship, boom, boom. So I've went over this on my personal channel. I talk about the 4-year cycles. You can look at any videos there, and if you do watch those videos, you will actually gain the knowledge that we're discussing here about the 4-year cycles and how to play these moments, these opportune moments right here on the charts. You don't, if you invest, you don't want to be investing here at the top. That's all I have to say. Whatever, if you get in here, that's cool, because you're supposed to have long-term mind frame. This is technology that's going to be here for a long time, that's resetting our future. But you don't you don't really want to feel and go through everything you have to go to if you enter the top of the market, because the top of the market is maximum pain. That's 1 to 2 years of pain every time you do that, right? Before you get your value back in return. Every time it's like that. So yeah, with that being said, crypto's not hard. The 4-year cycle is not hard to follow. You just need the right information. I have that available to you. But once you get that information, it's time to move on to the real bread and butter of things, like what you can do with your crypto. Like things like HETs, right? Like taking it and locking it away and gaining more money back through these things called stakes, right? You're burning your money. It's literally disappearing, and then the contract is regenerating new coins for you at the end of your at the end of your time frame. So if you lock for 30 days, you literally destroy all your money or all the value of HETs. And then at the end of 30 days, it comes back with more HETs that, based on the contract and what is promised. So if it was plus, 5%, then you have 5% plus HETs back. And you could just keep doing that. People do it daily. People do it weekly, monthly. People do it yearly. Like you said, they have ladders from 15 years with every year coming back. So the point is that there's technology like this that exists that we can take advantage of now. And you just need people to show you. People like me that are doing it already, that are 100% invested in it, that are walking the walk. And there's other protocols too, not just HETs. There's things that are loans out there. You know, I know y'all heard of Aave, you know, like things like that. Protocols where you can take your crypto, if you don't want to sell it, you don't want a tax event, you can just lock it away or give it to these protocols, you know, sign a contract, and then it gives you these dollars, and you take those dollars and sell those, right? And it helps prevents that tax event or that giant tax event for capital gains. You know, not financial advice. We just, you know, education. So it's a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and getting to know those things helps you break through the market. So, yeah, bro, that's a lot about Hets, man.
Sure.
You know, and Hets is a mining platform where you don't actually have to buy hardware. You can just choose a time frame, you know, going through Hets.com.
Yeah, I want to mine it. That's what I want to do.
We have all the, he said you want to mine it. We have all the official links here, you know, if you want to know how to buy it, you know, it walks you through about how to get a wallet, how to buy it, swap, how to mine it, you know,
Right there.
and just to right, I'm just doing this to show you, you know, this is what Web3 looks like. I won't even say Web3. This is what the new internet looks like, right? These blockchain powered applications. You see what I'm saying? And this right here is enabled by a MetaMask. Once you connect your MetaMask, you can then select an amount that you want to lock away and start taking advantage of, you know, the mining. And you're just like that, you'll be mining. So, you know, I think I should do a podcast where it's more of it is a talk, but it's a soft walkthrough of mining Hets. You know, now that we've gotten through the initial talk, we gotten through the initial what is it, and we want to talk about how people really are using it. You know, how it's a whole new network, a whole new copy of Ethereum, which is like a new Google, right? It's a whole copy of Ethereum built just for Hets to operate on. Nobody talks about that. So
Man.
there's a lot to it, but that's why this is a podcast form, so we can bring mini episodes so that, you know, y'all can chime in and show some of your coins if they're good, because I'm going to look at the prices of a lot of coins, not just Hets, but really we're keeping up with the market, because as we make money in this crypto market, as it pumps upward, you know, we're going to follow the best coins, you know, and maybe some meme coins as they catch wind in the market, like the Trump coin did today, right? So yeah, that's crazy. Now, you know, capping off the end, bro, hit me with anything you're thinking about that you do want answered as far as crypto or Hets related, rapid fire. We'll keep it short as possible.
Crypto or Hex related questions.
Or crypto, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know with the chart, it's all about like how it's trending, right? And like which ones to pick. Like, I mean, I guess that would be my question. Like, which ones do you like? If I were to join crypto now, where would I start looking at? Like, what would be like my go-to things to look at,
Right.
like, on the chart? Because I know that's the main thing. Once you understand the chart, then a lot of things start to unfold. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, my whole basis with crypto is that it's technology. So I think just starting with that, you know, is definitely how we can even go about what should you choose. Because once you understand it's technology, you're like, it's technology. Is there a founder or creator of this technology? You know, that's one of the first things you ask once you understand it's technology. You see what I'm saying? So from that point, you start doing research about like, what's the community like? Who's there? As far as like who's participating, how much volume is involved? You know, like, what are they promising? Is the code doing something? Who owns the keys? You know, can the owner at any moment sell all the coins, right? And just, you know, and rug pull everybody. All these things matter once you understand that it's a technology, you know, and then you should also have further questions like, what are they, what's the future aspect, or what's future proofing it? what exactly is this coin trying to do? What is it trying to solve as far as our crypto problems today or our internet problems today? Because that's what crypto is. Each and every single crypto is a actual an asset, sorry, that is trying to solve a problem with our current internet structure, right? And for example, HETS solves the problem of having secure digital money and being able to, mine it and roll it over into a certificate of deposit into more money, right? It solves that. Bitcoin solves taking secure digital money or assets and sending it anywhere you want in the world, right? Ethereum solves taking secure and digital assets and, and having interoperability with them and allowing people to buy and sell them, and play, do things with them, manipulate them a little bit, like games, read and write. And so, yeah, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, like, I want to make sure, like, if I'm gonna do something where I'm gonna put risk in, it should work the way it says it's supposed to work.
Exactly.
Like
I was
on the
about to say.
stocks and stuff, it's a lot of like manipulation, and it could be like, what about the GameStop thing? Like, that was like it's a big turn. You know what I'm saying? So, I like things that work how they say, like math, like 1 + 1 is 2. I like
Right.
things that work like with it. If you say it's gonna work, then yeah.
Yeah.
I like the honor in that, the trust in that.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean the GameStop thing, like you said, is what is GameStop? What are stocks? It's one thing I learned about like crypto as far as like memes, and what it's taught me is that most of our stocks are just that, right? They're just emotionally driven vehicles that people pound money into hoping they're going to get more return.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, like with crypto is more of like, that's why it has the problem solving aspect towards it. Like even Doge right now, I hate to say this, but right now, because Doge has his name attached to Elon and the new governmental body that they're trying to install, right? It's almost getting, it's almost getting like a reason to exist, is what I like to call it, a function. In code, it's almost getting a function. Like your cryptos have functions, right? And are those functions working? Are those functions working right now? Are people using those functions? Are those functions too hard for people to understand? And that's one thing we do have a problem with is in HETS, is our functions are a little bit difficult for the normal person to understand. But we're working on that,
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess another question that kind of came up when I was thinking about this the other day is like, is this something that that I gotta look at every day? Is this something I gotta check every day, or is this something that maybe like every few days, maybe like every other week? Like how often would you say?
Right. I mean, bro, crypto, like you gotta let's do it this way. What's your number? That's how I like to attack it. And I attack it this way because that way it scares people. And it scares people because they're not actually planning for the future. They're just gambling, right? And what I mean by that is you don't have a number where you're planning on doing something with a certain amount of money. So you're 100% gambling, 100% making it up, 100% relying on faith, supposedly, and random numbers to just appear and then do something with it. And you don't know what the something is. So first step is numbers. And it can be as many as you want, as little as you want. It could be one giant number. It don't matter. Have some kind of number or goal where you hit this goal and now you're taking profit, right? Or you're shifting, or, you're consolidating, reorganizing into a different asset. You see what I'm saying? Or into a job or business, or different expense if you wanted to, or car. It doesn't matter as long as that was your goal. Right. So once you have a goal, and that could be an amount of money, let's say 120K, things change all of a sudden when you say, okay, within 4 years I need 120K, automatically everything changes. Automatically the way you invest changes. And that's what's important. Like, in some of the classes, that I give with people with crypto is that, I show them how to invest off of a number. So we talk about what's your number. And that's the hardest thing for people to figure out.
Well, I
I
know
can't figure. Go
I
ahead.
want to be like at least a millionaire. So a
But
million's
yes, so
my number.
start there. That's fine. Now the thing is, how realistic are you as far as your approach?
I mean, I need at least a million for me to just live off the interest because I want enough interest so I don't have to work anymore.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
good.
why I'm retired. What I mean, I got retired. It ain't about the age, it's a number, and there's a lot of ages attached to benefits like
Yeah.
401k, retirement age, Medicare, Social Security. You know what I'm saying? There's age limit. The age number is connected to that. But when it comes to like peer to peer and this type of financial system, like you said, there is no. The number is your number.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah. I
That
mean, yeah. I mean, like you said it already. Like when you think about it, bro, it's like once you have your number, like I was saying earlier, and you keyed on it, everything changes as far as your game plan, and as far as your movement, how you're gonna move, right?
yeah,
How you're gonna facilitate your money, and that's
yeah,
the point. So if you have, let's say, if you have a million, it's like, all right, well, how realistic am I as far as achieving goals? Because here we go again. One thing about crypto is this all action. It's not about what you're thinking in your head, because emotions get you killed here.
right,
So,
yeah,
is what am I going to do? What do I have planned? And then acting on it. Same with when the market falls, do I have a plan to buy more? And then acting on it. So you see how being in the market actually trains you to actually act in real life as well, you know,
yeah, right,
and
yeah,
strip that emotion out. Yeah. So get your number, and you got a million, and then make realistic goals towards it. Are you going to make a million in 4 years? I ain't going to tell you you're not. You can, but then that means your hustle got to be crazy, and you got to hustle appropriately towards getting the million in your first cycle.
yeah. You
You
can't be
see what I'm
getting
saying?
off. Yeah, I got you.
And then that's when cycles come in, because now you say, all right, I have a million in my head. Now I need to know how I can achieve that. Oh, there's this thing in cycles. I mean, with crypto, where there's cycles, and they have been true so far. So cycles are our friend till it's not. Trend is your friend till it's not. So it's like, okay, I can
Yeah,
play that. Now it's about a numbers game. What asset am I going to use to generate that million? You see how that works? And this works in every single market. This works in forex. This works in stocks. It doesn't matter what we're in. It works in all of those.
mm,
So the number, having the number or the movement or the goal at the top frame, right, is what sets us apart and what actually allows us to achieve, making money in the market, man, and moving correctly.
the number of coin, right?
Yeah,
Or or the dollar amount or the currency amount, I guess.
facts.
Okay.
Cause like if you look at Bitcoin, how much is it? 102 right now, as we speak at the moment. So, how much Bitcoin do you need to reach a million goal? You know, and then and how much time do you need? And
Right.
remember, we talked about those two factors. This is what Hetz is really good at. It's really good at monetizing people who have questions about that. You see, because you just grab the amount and just lock it away, and you don't have to worry about it. It just appreciates over time, both ways, right? As the market value goes up, and and you know what I'm saying,
Mm,
and in price.
yeah. So
So
hard timing. Yeah.
right. So with Bitcoin, it's 102 right now. You can say, okay, if I own one Bitcoin, how long is it going to take me to get a million?
Yeah. A lot longer now than if you compared if you wait till it drops.
Or, right. And if you wait till it drops, what's the point of that? Getting more Bitcoin. So the point is like, how are you doing it? Right? How are you allocating to your number? Because now you have a number, you can move appropriately. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if I know a certain product is going to be worth more in the future, I'm gonna buy more now because I know I can sell it
Right.
later. It's gonna be
And
worth.
that's where the charts come in. because now you start looking for ways to try to find a way to guess, right? Or not guess, but improve your guess, into a hypothesis, and improve the hypothesis, into, something that's been tested over time, and now, it's science. You see what I'm saying? And what people have found out is there's a science to crypto, and it's the 4-year cycle.
Exactly.
Boom, boom, these right here, playing and buying here. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it, man.
And this is Ethereum. So buying here, buying here, buying here. People have realized that's the science to it. So
It's fire.
right. We make it complicated because everything in life has labels on it, and we keep trying to, truncate those labels with more labels, and we complicate things more and more. But the market is simple. It is buy and sell. Buying and selling is simple, but it has everything involved with it, right? So that's why I think that's why it gets so difficult for people.
Yeah. I mean, think about it in sport, bro, like in basketball. If you shoot when you're open, you'll probably score. But if you shoot when you're not, you're going to miss or get blocked.
Right. And what happens if you don't shoot at all?
It's all about timing. You just going to miss everything. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Facts. And it's exactly like that. That's why I like comparing crypto to sports. Because it's not exactly like that, but it's so similar.
Similar. You can relate it.
Similar.
You can learn a lot from it through sport.
Yeah. Because how many of our peers are missing this moment right now? How many of our peers miss Trump? Bro, drop that junk on Twitter. Right? How many people are missing Post-chain, this brand new layer 1, bro? A layer 1 that everybody cried about getting in the beginning, way back when. Solana, freaking all these other ones are layer 2s, bro. This is a brand new layer 1, and people are, you see what I'm saying? They're not trying to buy it.
Yeah.
A layer 1.
But it's not like there's like only a few coins out there.
It's only a few layer 1s.
Well, I guess
you see the difference. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's buying meme coins, but they're buying, they're not buying technology. They're buying promises. Meme coins are technology, but they're promises. They're not fulfilled functions. They're functions that's not operating like, we thought they would, or bringing any value back to the network.
So they're empty promises.
Yeah, man. Empty functions, man.
Damn.
That's exactly what memes are. And, they take on light with hype. Hype can be attached, and artwork can be attached. And therefore, that sentiment starts playing value, right? And sentiment becomes a function. But remember, sentiment is a sentiment, I think, is a function that the time factor, people don't weigh it correctly, because it comes and goes. It's volatile. It's not something that stays. If something's built on hype, it won't stay at its highest price, because hype doesn't stay high. Hype doesn't stay high in anything. Not in sports. Not in happiness. Right.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but most of our society seems like they're down more. But I don't think so. I just think that's what people put out. But
yeah, they're all losing their high.
Yeah. So it's like, how do you expect a coin to stay at its hypest moment? It won't. It always will reset. It always will burp.
That's phenomenal. Like, yeah, this stuff is cool.
Awesome.
We'll just start learning, and then like as I'm like staying on it daily, it's getting easier to understand.
Nah, 100%. And it's a lot. It gets crammy, And since this is the first one, I'm chilling and talking a lot, being long-winded about heads, but it's because I have to. But as I keep doing these podcasts, it won't particularly be about heads. I'm going to be mentioning heads every stream, though, because that's my dog, that's the road horse, and we are winning, right? So, but the point is that there's other cryptos that are important, and there's cryptos that we rely on, like Bitcoin, that lead the way, and then Ethereum. So we have to mark these, and I will be marking these, if not daily, every other day, because it's the bull market. We're making money right now, and there's no better way than bring in the bull market, making money, than with your people online, with your fellow people, your fellow crypto heads. So tune in, tap into the channel. I appreciate you dropping by. If you're here on the replay, please show some love. You know, come to my next live, show your coins. I'll check them out on the crypto price. We'll check out their liquidity and everything. And thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Once again, this is my boy right here.
Yeah, I'm PNB Pride.
This is Robbie Creates, and thank you for joining us.
All right, peace. I'm writing down these ticker symbols so I can follow all the ones that you looking at.
I like that, bro.
Perfect, at least add it to what, so I know, you know what I mean? Because if you're looking at it, there's a reason why you're looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We don't care, we got them always simple songs screaming out. Heads post INC, post as we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, post as we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto. For some reason, yo, they hating no heads. It don't matter, we got each other's back, now we can flex. Forget a market cap, heads could burn all of that. Already spinning in the